Stupid thing work. I'll tell you, these devices give me so much trouble. They give me so much trouble. They do. Telling you. Telling you, these devices give me the most trouble. I'll tell you that much. I walk in the rain today to get my family some food. Yeah, I did. I had my umbrella. I'll tell you, that storm came when I started walking. I'm glad I had my umbrella. Because it poured. Yeah, it did. Yeah, that rain got me. The wind was blowing so hard. Oh, quit making so much noise. Quit making so much noise. Noise, noise, noise. Noise, noise, noise. Noise, noise, noise. Noise, noise, noise. I gotta turn that one off. That phone's going dead. This purse I got right here, this ain't cheap. No. This one here's not cheap, huh, you all. No, it's not, honey. I call everybody honey. This is not cheap. This is real leather. Real leather. No, this is not cheap. Not cheap. This is like a $45 item. Just this thing right. This like this mini backpack right here. It's got real leather. It's got a pocket right here. Like a little pocket right here. It's got a pocket right here. And a big pocket right here. So this thing is not cheap. That's like, yeah. I got this off the TikTok shop. And the company is Iris Boutique. She's very famous on TikTok. And this don't come with it. You have to buy this separate. And this is called the Also Pretty. Yeah, this don't come with a bag. No, it don't. And this keychain, it does not come with a bag. So you have to buy everything separate for the accessories for the bag. I got a whole collection of her stuff, but I don't have the whole collection of her purses. I don't. Now this is the mini duffel bag. Oh, shut up, stupid thing. This stupid laptop. Oh, shut up, laptop. My laptop's telling me to turn it off. I turn it off. So, it's got a zipper here, and this don't come with it either. I bought that separate from a different company. That's my dog tag. See, I bought this separate, and there's like a zipper here, and there's a zipper. There's like a pocket here to put your phone, and right here is a zipper right here. The feel of this purse, you know those call those scuba dives, you know, where people dive in the ocean. That's what it feels like. So if you want to know what this purse feels like, that's what it feels like. So you could just like put your phone right there. Not have to worry about looking for your phone. But I would not put my $500 phone on this right here. No, no, no. No, I would not. I got like, I'll say I got like 30 purses of hers. Yeah. 30. Around 30. Yeah. And I got a porcelain doll that my grandmother gave me. I had it since I was a child. I got 4 porcelain dolls. Robert's got now there's a story about Robert's collection. When his dad passed away, I bought him a Blu-ray player. Hi, how you doing? Hello, hello, howdy. And when his dad passed away, we was at the funeral, and I hand Robert the Blu-ray player. Hi, and ever since then, Robert bought a Blu-rays. You know, that's ever since I bought him that. And I always been fascinated with wagons because my mom pulled us in a wagon. We was in the newspaper. My mom, she put gloves. She didn't have no gloves to put over her hands, but she put socks over her hands. And we went to, when we was kids, we got jackets that was given to us, and we was grateful for that. And when we didn't have the wagon no more, we walked. I remember Mom, she had a car that was no good a long time ago, and then turn around, I think it was some kind with the oil. Yeah. Yeah, something wrong with the oil. something wrong with it. I don't know. But anyways, I don't have a car, but I don't have even a license. But the reason why I don't have a license is because it don't mean that I broke the law or anything. It just, I don't have one. What I need a license for? Everything's convenient for me. So anyways, back to that. We had to walk miles to get home and turn around. Mom had to leave Atari system in the car with all those games. Now, and one time we slide on a road, and we almost went over a bluff. And we had a lot of toys in there, and I picked out one toy, and it was a white bear. And I took that bear with me wherever I went. Yeah, I did. And we got out of that car safely. That car was like tilting, like a teeter-totter. And ever since then, my mom and us been afraid of a bluff or heights. That's that's why I'm afraid of heights. I'm afraid of heights. Yeah. So I took that bear with me wherever I went. I when I was in elementary school, now this is a true story, that I had a principal that was abusive to me for no reason. She lost her job. Yeah, she did. Yeah, she did. Yeah. I don't want to talk about it, but she got fired. Yeah, she did. Yeah. I've been through so much. I don't even know how. I really just don't know how I made it out. I really don't. But I guess it's because of the grace of God I got out of all that situation. If it wasn't for God and my mother, I wouldn't be alive today. To be honest with you. I'm not joking. I remember we lived way out in the boonies. And my dad had a jean jacket. And I remember me having a jean jacket. And then some guy came to our house and gave us wood. Because we had a firehouse. The not a firehouse, a chimney. Yeah, a chimney. That's what it's called. Chimney. So we had a chimney, and he brought us wood. And then I found out he's my uncle. Later on, I found he's my uncle. He had boots. He had boots that looked like a snake. So yeah. When I lived with my mother, I had this wagon. It was red. And it was called Radio Jet. Now, Radio Jet, that was an antique wagon. A very antique wagon. And I would move help Mom move with my wagon while she went to work, you know. So, yeah. So I would help my mother. I would clean the house for her, help her, you know, and I would rake leaves. I would do that a lot. I did. I raked leaves a lot. And paint fences. Now, when I started painting fences, that's when I was with Robert. And I've been picking up cans before YouTube. One day, I lived in a nice neighborhood. And that's my husband snoring, if you're wondering. And we went to Arby's. Mom and Jessica and me went to Arby's and got something to eat. And I seen a guy with a bag. And I seen him pick up aluminum can. It's like, Mom, why is he picking up aluminum can? Well, that's how some people make money. And I didn't know. I was just curious. So, that gave me the idea. But, well, that day, I woke up and my first dog was gone. Somebody stole him. And that was in another house in a nice neighborhood. And when I went to this small town, and I remember Mom was getting a car, and in this small town, and then turn around, I seen this dog. He was all, I don't know, it was she or he, I didn't know. I just seen it was just a dog. And turn around, I had to ask my friend, her name was Debbie, and she let that dog in her car. She said, oh, this dog smells awful. It smells so bad. That dog had mud all over it. I brought that dog home to that small town with that small little house that we had, that we rented. And I said, Mom, look at that dog. Look what that dog's doing. You know? And that dog went straight to that door. And I said, I wonder, because this dog looks just like my first dog. And I said, I'm going to do a test. And this dog, my first dog, was a border mix collie dog. He was the one that helped my mom let her know that I had a seizure. So then he was still at the door, and Mom was at the sitting at the desk with the computer. And I said, okay, we're going to do it. I said, yes, Sparky, yeah, boy. And he came right to me. I said, no. This cannot be real. I checked his back hind leg where he got shot at the trailer park that we lived in another location. And I checked his spot on his hind leg, and then turned around. I touched it, and there was the spot of the bullet that he got shot. I said, oh my gosh, this is him. How in the world did this happen? That was meant for me to see him again. They did something to him. And that time I had another dog. His name was Cujo. He was a full-blooded chow. And him and Sparky, Cujo and Sparky did not get along. No. No, 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 no. No, he didn't. And I was like, it's awesome how things like that happens. So I met Robert at the church. That's like where I met him. We was friends before we started dating. See, back then I didn't feel like dating because because I was in a relationship at that time. I just got out of one, and it was a bad relationship, really bad one. That I don't talk about much, but see, before I met Robert, I was in a couple of relationships I didn't like. So it was meant for me. I don't want to talk about that, what happened in that relationship, but I'm glad I met Robert. And we was friends for a while. And that day that there was a Valentine's dinner at the church, and he asked me, you want to volunteer to watch the children? And I signed my name and stuff to the thing, you know. So I did. So then that day came when I was supposed to do that. And he said, well, there's no kids that need to be watched. I was like, okay. He said, you want to go down there at the dinner and go see what they got down there? And I didn't realize Robert already had a big Valentine's card, a candle that looked like a teddy bear, and a regular card and some candy. And in the regular card, he asked me, do you want to go out with me? Or, do you want to date me? Or something like that. Yeah. So I said, yes. And he said, yes, what? I said, yes, I'll date you. Because he seemed like a nice person. So I did. And he walked me home, down to the church, where I was from, where I was at the church, and he walked me home. And I went in the porch, and Robert gave me a kiss, and then I hear Jessica in the house saying, Mommy, man is kissing another boy again. So I met Robert at the church. And I said, you know what, I'm gonna take a risk. I really wasn't ready for a relationship. I took a risk. And I did it. And a month after that, he asked me to marry him, which he rained. What I was, see how he asked me is, raining down. He was, we was at the trailer at his mom and dad's trailer, okay. And then turn around, he chased me down the road. I said, "Leave me alone." And he asked me to marry me. I'll go wherever you want to go, sugar. He called me sugar. That's what Robert calls me, sugar. That's my nickname. Because I'm sweet, kind, and loving, and caring person. Don't let all that act all strong, and don't let all that fool you, because I'm a June Cancer. I'm a very loving and caring person. Don't let all that stuff fool you, okay? I'm a big teddy bear, okay? And that's my other nickname, is Teddy Bear. And Teddy Bear is when my mom called me. So the day that I got married at the courthouse, Robert drank so much coffee. He did. He drank so much coffee. He said, "Are we done with the pictures?" I got so close to that fountain. The fountain that you all seen of the the big jump. Okay? I got so close to that fountain, my purple shirt got wet. It did. And then we went to Pizza Hut, and we had chocolate dunkers. Chocolate dunkers was for you, and you get married, you get free chocolate dunkers. That's what we got. And then and then Robert took the chocolate dunker and twisted. You know how you do the drinks, but we had chocolate dunkers. And I got chocolate all over my purple shirt. Yeah, I did. And then we got back at Robert's mom and dad's trailer that they owned. And Shirley, that's my mother-in-law, gave me my wedding dress. And then we took a picture, which it's over there. And Joe was in the car. That Joe is Robert's dad. I said, "Look at me now, Joe. I'm a mounce now." He said, "Yes, you are." So then they took us over to the hotel. We had our honeymoon over there. And then Robert wanted to go to the theaters. And we watched, what was that? It's them blue people. I can't remember what it's called. It's called the Blue People. It's blue. What is it called? Avatar? Is that it? I don't know. I already forgot already. Well, I think it was Avatar. I'm not for sure. But it's them blue people. And I got scared because it was a 3D movie. We had glasses on. I was getting freaked out. I never seen a 3D movie. It was the first time I ever seen it. And then Robert, he wanted to go to Walmart and get him a pair of blue jeans. Now, there was cars coming. This was a highway. So Robert grabbed me and ran with me because I couldn't run because I had problems running. And time I got over to the other side of the road, there was a snake. So that snake scared the living crap out of me. I was like, Robert, that's a snake. And I gotta get out of here. It's a snake. And I said, okay. And then I said, well, we'll get to Walmart. And then time we got to Walmart, it took him 3 hours to pick out one pair of pants. It's got to be a specific pants. It's got to be faded blue jeans. It's just got to be specific. It took him 3 hours to pick out one pair of pants. And then in the morning, we went to a Waffle House to have breakfast. And then in the afternoon, we went to get a root beer float. And then my mother-in-law and my father-in-law picked us up from the hotel and took us back over to the trailer that they own, that they used to own. And so, and then we went to a yard sale. And then Robert got him a George Foreman grill. Yeah. A George Foreman grill. Oh my gosh. And then, let's see, we got our first apartment that it's no longer an apartment no more, because after we moved out into another apartment, when we moved out, we was happy there. It was just a small apartment. And we had our little Christmas tree at our first apartment. And then Robert put that small Christmas tree and shoved it in the closet. He put a hole in the closet. He did. He put a hole in the closet. And when we was at that small apartment, Robert said, how are we going to walk? I mean, this is how he said it. How are we supposed to get to Walmart if we don't have a car? I said, Robert, you got feet. Use them. He said, what? We walk there? He's like, really? It's like, yeah, that's why you got feet. You walk, Robert. And, he was so fascinated. Robert was so fascinated about walking to Walmart. He's like, I could do this again. So that's why we started walking. And I taught Robert my life that I had before I met him. And we moved out of that apartment and into another apartment. And when we moved into the other apartment, the small apartment that we used to live in, the whole building caught on fire because somebody was doing something in there. It, it exploded on the side of it. The side of it's gone. It's that apartment that we used to live in, the first apartment, it's condemned now because there's no side of the apartment. It's completely gone. And when we got to the second one, then we started going to the car shows when and Robert liked the Batman mobile. Yeah, Batman-mobile. Yeah, the Batman-mobile. And the monsters from the TV show. The monster car thing. Yeah. And then we went to they had a event where it says the zombies. They had zombies everywhere. And I dressed as a zombie. I got pictures of it. They had so much great stuff. And then when we had an issue, this wasn't it was a big issue, but we made it through it. The doctor said that Robert may or may not have children and could be a slow process, and it was a slow process. And I prayed to God that we would have children, but I did have a dream that I seen the number 13, and I kept praying. I kept having faith in God, trusting God like I always have since the day I was born. And so then I got sick one day, and then I went to the emergency thing, the emergency where the, emergency clinic, and I took they took tests on me and everything. I was fine. They said I was fine. I was healthy. And he said, you're just pregnant. I said, pregnant? What? But Robert said the same thing. What? And then I went to the baby doctor, and my due date was October 22, 2013. And we had our first son. And Robert's dad was already passed away, but he gave his life to the Lord before he passed away. See, Robert's dad was drinking all the time, but he gave his life to the Lord before he passed away. You know what I mean? And I promised Joe when he was in his coma that I would name my first son right after him. And I kept my promise. And then when I was pregnant with a full belly, there was the zombies everywhere. They had a little event, had all the zombies everywhere. And I was close to one building, and I lost my wedding band. My first wedding band that I had when we first got married. And I still couldn't find that thing. I took hours trying to find that thing. And then when I had Joseph was 3 days overdue. I went to the doctors, and they said that he pooped in the uterus because he was 3 days overdue. And then they laid me on the bed I went to the hospital, and I lay there for like hours and hours and hours. They broke my water and everything. It's just, they can. I told them that God's telling me that it's not going to happen this way. Y'all not listening to me. God's telling me I need to do it the other way. And then turn around, I was right. And so they cut me open to do the C-section. And Joseph had poop all over him because he was 3 days overdue. He pooped in the uterus. And it caused an infection. So they cleaned Joseph up and everything. But they didn't clean me up. They just sewed me up. Okay? So then when I got sewed up, and then I stayed there a little while. You know, you have to stay there a while because after you have a baby. And then I went home to the other apartment I had, the second apartment I had. And I got sick. And I had to go back to the hospital. I was like, what's wrong with me? I didn't know what was going on. They did tests on me, you know. And then turn around, I had an infection in my uterus because Joseph pooped in the uterus. And also, I had kidney stones while I was pregnant. So, they had to get the infection out first. I was in ICU for about 2 weeks. And my mom I said, Mom, take Joseph. Because he's a newborn and I want you to take care of Joseph while I'm in the hospital in ICU for about 2 weeks. So then I was staying there for a while. And then I was fine. And then they scheduled me about 2 weeks after that. I had to go back to the hospital and have a shock wave done to get all the kidney stones out of the kidney stones out of my body. Because I had kidney stones while I was pregnant. And I didn't even know it. The whole time I was pregnant and I was carrying a baby and kidney stones. I was like, I didn't know. So I made it out. By the grace of God, I made it out. And there's multiple times I drank way too much tea and way too much pop. And one time I had to go back to the ICU because I drank too much caffeine and it made I drank way too much and I didn't know you wasn't supposed to drink that much. And turn around, my kidneys was black. And that was about what? 6 years ago? So, yeah, I've been through a lot. And Jacob, there was a big snow. You know? And I went to the doctor and Jacob was upside down. It's like, why is he upside down? And I said, is that normal? He said, no, it's not normal because his foot is stuck in the birth canal. I said, oh my gosh. And we had to get an emergency C-section. And they had to wrap his little foot up. And there was a big snow. They wanted to get that C-section done quick. They wanted to go home. They did. Now, Barbara Jean, she didn't want to come out. No, 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 no. No. Mm-mm. No. I have Barbara Jean here. Yeah. Yeah. See, when I first found out I had a Barbara Jean, I was in the bathroom. I took a pregnancy test when I had Barbara Jean. I said, holy crap, I'm pregnant again. See, God works in mysterious ways. See, wherever I went, to the trailer park, I went to a trailer park. See, the first apartment was good. The second apartment was good. But the trailer park wasn't good. And over time, after you live in a place for 10 years, like here, it deteriorates. It deteriorates over time. I lived here for 10 years. And that's a long time to live in a place like this. It's a long time. So, of course, it's not going to be in good condition because we've been here 10 years. So, of course, it's not going to be in good condition. Of course. Yeah. But I made the best out of what I had. Ever since I was born, I've been doing that. I made the best out of what I had. You know? I enjoy the simple things yes, I enjoy the simple things in life. Don't let that strong, independent. Yes, I'm strong and independent because I had to be. Because my mother raised us girls by herself. She chose us girls over a man. That takes a strong woman to choose your daughters over a man. Okay? So my mom raised me to be a strong and independent woman. And she did a good job. And I'm not ashamed of that. Oh, you're supposed to depend on a man. No. What if that man dies? Who are you going to depend on now? You going to go find another man to depend on? You may not like my messages. You may not like my stories. But you can never say that I'm lazy. Ever since I started walking, I picked up a broom. I helped my mother. We was raised on garden, outhouses, water well, wash tubs, wringer washers, and clothes on the line. We lived like that. And I was proud of living like that because we was happy. Because we had each other. And that's all that matters. That when you have each other, it don't matter where you live. Or how you live in a certain kind of place. We have each other. That is what's important. That's what's important. Having each other means more than any amount of money that you can put on the table. I'm not joking. And that's not because I'm broke. Broke people and people can be broke every day. You go to the store, you're going to be broke. Gas prices are expensive. I don't have a car, but I have a wagon and a tricycle. But don't look down on people because they have an adult tricycle or a wagon or a scooter or whatever they have. Don't judge people, because one of these days you're going to be in the same situation that they're in. You know, that's true. True people don't care about the money. Yeah, that's true. You're right. And I'm a down-to-earth kind of woman, and I don't really care about money. I care about spending time with my family, because money is not everything, you want. And not because I'm broke. I'm happy because I'm alive. Because God made a way for me to be alive to talk to you all. If it wasn't for God, I wouldn't be alive today. My father was very abusive. He almost killed me more than once when I was a baby. This is what my mom told me. My dad had a big gun. A 2-barrel big gun. He loaded up, he cocked it. I was in my cloth diapers. I was crawling, Mom said. I was about this close to being shot by him. I survived because I had a good mother that loved us girls to choose us girls over a man. Now that takes very strong, independent woman. That woman is 60 years old. She's a diabetic. And now she's got a better life now. She's got a husband that will take care of her. Me and Robert, we are a team. There's no I in team with me and Robert. Me and Robert, we are a good team. We take care of each other. We don't put each other down. We don't think that I'm better than Robert because I got more money than Robert. But I don't put Robert down because I have more money than him. I look at Robert the same as I did when I married him. Hey, Putt. Putt King. Tell him my life history. My life was not easy. But with God, everything was possible. Because I put my faith and trust in the Lord. And that's all I had was faith and trust in God. That's all I had. And that's all I will ever want in life. Not money, not an adult tricycle, not that big TV, not that pink wagon, or all this Blu-rays that Robert collected since his dad passed. You know, we really need to go back to what really spooky. Spooky. Speaking. Okay. Yeah. Like they said, with God, everything is possible. You got that right. So you like my stories. Oh, man. I got a whole life history of stories. My mom pulled us in a red wagon way out yonder in the bio country. My mom went to the store and count pennies. and she count enough pennies to get hot dogs. And we was grateful for that. Yeah, we was. And me and Jessica thought it would be funny, okay? We thought it would be funny. I don't know where them things come from. Anyways, me and Jessica throw hot dogs, yes, hot dogs, out of the wagon. And there's a guy that stopped us, Mom said. This story never gets old. And the guy stopped Mom and said, "Ma'am, is these your hot dogs?" She said, "Yeah, they are. Them girls throw them hot dogs out in the road. They think it's funny." The most funniest thing ever, when Mom was trying to get washed, when there was a mailman coming. This story never gets old either. It's funny. I had a red wagon too. Well, it was my oldest sister, but my parents used it for all three of us, their children, and their grandchildren too. Yep. See, I'm not the only one that uses a wagon. So, I carry from my past. I carry the generation of wagons down. Okay. Well, I'm very proud of that. So, back then, when we lived at a house that didn't have, we didn't have a shower. You know, that's what Mom said. So, Mom had to go outside, and she said, "Well, I'm gonna take a bath, and Jessica, you turn on the water hose when Mommy gets soaked up." Okay, well, Jessica was watching Mr. Rogers, you know, and turn around. Mom got soaked up, and here comes the mailman. And turn around. She said, "Holler, Jessica, now you can turn the water on for Mommy." Jessica did not answer. No, she did not. Nope. Here comes the mailman. Mom had soap all over her butt naked. She ran in there real fast in the house. She said, "Jessica, you were supposed to turn the water on for Mommy." Jessica said, "But Mommy, Mr. Rogers changing his shoes, Mama." That story never gets old. That is the most funniest part, but not the complete funniest part. Now, I'm going to tell you another story where me and Jessica was making breakfast for my mother when we was kids. So, we had eggs, we had flour, we cracked an egg and put it in the heating vent. And I did that. I put it in the heating vent because it was heat. And I thought I was cooking it. But Jessica had flour everywhere. And Mom was asleep. And then Jessica did this to Mom. Mommy, wake up. I make you a bigot. Mommy, wake up. You got your bigot. Bigot means biscuit. Yeah. Yeah, that's so funny. And Mom woke up and the whole place smelled really bad because of the eggs was in the heating vent in the little rester. It was so funny. When I was a little baby, my mom told me this story, and can't believe I'm going to tell you this story. And it's, if you're eating, don't be eating nothing when I'm telling you this story. My mom told me back then when I had cloth diapers, okay? Mom had chocolate, some kind of chocolate stuff, you know, chocolate balls. Yeah, that's what they're called, chocolate balls. Okay, Mom had chocolate balls, and she was gonna give me one, and she thought I was eating chocolate balls, and I thought that was, I grabbed it because I thought it was a chocolate ball, so I put it in my mouth. She said, "What is that smell?" She grabbed me, she said, and I was still chewing on it, and she opened my mouth, and she said, she's gagging her brains out. It wasn't a chocolate ball. It was my cloth diaper got loose, and it was not a chocolate ball. Mom brought me in the bathroom. She said she was cleaning my mouth out because I had my own poop in my mouth. I didn't know. I was just a baby. I didn't know else I was chocolate because it looked like a chocolate ball. You know, and Mom was gagging. She was using that toothbrush, washing my mouth out. She was gagging really bad. It was awful. Poor Mama. She's still gagging. She had to throw that toothbrush away. Oh my gosh. The stories, I tell you. But when we was a teenagers, my mom did family research, and then turned around, she took us everywhere. She took us to a place where it had all porcelain dolls, all kinds of antique stuff, because I love antiques. I love going and looking at stuff like that. And my mom, she did family research, family tree. She did all the big notebooks and everything, and then we went to a zoo, and we went to grave sites where our family was actually buried. And then Mom did a lot of research. I mean, seriously. Reminds me of the time when eating chocolate. Yeah. Yep. So then, yeah. We went to the nursing home where my papa was at. David. And we went to the zoo where he was located. And this big old yellow snake. I mean, it was yellow and white. Long thing. It's scary. I'm glad there was a glass where it was at because I was scared of it. And we seen peacocks, we seen, and, oh yes, and I remember all that. But now, since I remember the zoo when I was a little kid, now we're going back to when I was a kid. When I was a little kid, we went to another zoo. Okay, and there's this big bird cage, huge bird cage, and there was a lot of little birds. And this guy gave me some bird food, bird seed, you know. And he said, put it on your hand. The birds will come right to you, which they did. And back then I had a perm. You know, snakes are scary. Me too. I can never figure out. Yeah, that's true. But I had a perm, but there was a bird on top of my head pecking at my head. And I still got the spot where he pecked at my head. So, yeah, I had some adventures. And, yeah. I graduated high school with a regular high school diploma. And I was not expecting that because I was in special ed. But my teacher, my special ed teacher, told me, you deserve it. You deserve a regular high school diploma because you did the work. You actually studied. And I was like very happy that I got the regular high school diploma. I did it by myself. And it was amazing that I got a regular high school diploma. I was like excited. I did try that college thing for a week, and they found out I was in special ed, and they sent me to the office, and then they said, I don't want your kind here, because I was in special ed. See, I was disowned, discarded, because I was in special ed. I was treated different because I was in special ed. But I said, you know what? That's okay. I don't really need to go to college because I'll take my wagon and pick up aluminum cans. So that little town that I met Robert in, the whole town was saving aluminum cans for me. The little shopping bags, you know. And then this one day, I decided to somehow I got this idea to donate my hair to the Locks of Love. Now, this is when I had long hair. My hair was all the way down to my kneecaps. So I had enough hair to donate 3 children's head because they had cancer. So I donated my hair. And that woman at that barbershop, she said she was getting her perm, and she said, "Are you sure you want to get your hair cut? You got long, beautiful hair." And I said, "Yes, ma'am. I've not had nobody say cans for me for about 2 weeks, and God's telling me do it. If you don't do it, I feel like I'm never going to have no more cans." So I did it anyways. I was in special ed too. And I took regular classes. Yeah, that's what I did. But I did test because I didn't didn't test well around others in college. Special ed gave. Yeah, that's true. Yeah. So, what was I talking about? Say I already lost my train of thought. Oh, donate my hair to Locks Love. Okay, now I remember. So, after I donated my hair to Locks of Love, then I started having a whole bunch of people say cancel me. This is way back before, way far away before I even was with Robert. So I've been picking up aluminum cans for a long time. It just came like a hobby. But I found out that my grandmother that owned her own house because she picked up aluminum cans and mowed yards, and she bought her own house. She had those people, those carpenters, build her own house the way she wanted it. And she had a garden that was so beautiful. Now, we went to a waterfall, and I remember that. And it was beautiful. That waterfall was beautiful. Yes. And I remember there's another episode where I remember I'm trying to get all the memories back in my head because they're all mixed up. So I'm going back and forth. Really am. So what was I saying? So I already forgot. Uh-oh. Oh, yes. Okay. I remember now. Mom took us to a wrestling match. Okay? Now, this wrestling match wasn't the WWE or anything like that. It was just a regular wrestling match. Me and my sister took pictures with building what is his name? Bill Dundee. Yeah, that's it, Bill Dundee. This is yeah, that's it, Bill Dundee. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, that's it, Bill Dundee. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I got his name right. Okay, we took pictures of him, and that's when I started liking wrestling. And well, back in when I was a kid, my mom, when she was working, I had an old woman watch me and Jessica because mom didn't have money for a babysitter back then. And her name was Anna. And I'm not going to say her last name because that would be disrespectful because that woman has passed away. I loved her like she was my grandmother. I was very close to her. So she would fix beans and cornbread. She always had that beans and cornbread. So we would walk down to the park, and we would play there all day. We would have little clubs and stuff like that. I remember that. So, and we would, after a while, she got to that one place. There was another house that she had, and we watched wrestling. She got me hooked on wrestling. And I remember, this is all, now I'm getting back to memories of Anna. She took me fishing. She did. She took me fishing. She taught me how to put a worm on a hook. She taught me how to not the string, and put it on the hook and everything, and put the worm on the hook. And then, and I said, that poor worm, it's bleeding. And she said, you you feel sorry for this worm. Wait till you see what we're going to do to the fish. I was like, okay. She said she's going to cook the fish. She's going to kill the fish, and she's going to cook it, and she's going to eat it. Oh my goodness. That's the first time I learned how to fish, and it was a black crappie because it had spots on it, you know. And that's where I learned how to fish. And Mom, when I was a kid, when my mom was fishing, we had a little small creek, and there was rocks everywhere. And Sparky was there. And Sparky was trying to catch the fish that was in the water. And I had this fishing pole. It starts with a Z. I can't remember the rest of it, but it starts with a Z. And I'm not a fish expert, but I'm not nothing. I don't claim to be, but it was slick rocks, brown slick rocks, like thin, slick brown rocks. And then on the maybe one of these days when my mom has like gas money, maybe I should take you over there. That'd be a good idea. I'll make a vlog out of it. I'll show you all where my first time fishing with my mom and my sister and Sparky, my first dog. It was a border mixed collie dog. Maybe I should take you over there. That'd be great. And there's a little waterfall. It's pretty amazing, but it's not a big waterfall, but it's a little one, you know. And people would throw trash there all the time. It was pretty bad, but not too much. Not too much trash, you know. Yeah. Yeah. So, yeah. Yeah. I had good adventures. I mean, pretty good, decent teenager life. I mean, give me a minute. I can't feel my leg. I have moved my leg. I can't sit for too long either because my hip gives out. It gets in a kink and it won't. It's kind of hard to explain it. I can't stand a long period of time, and I can't sit a long period of time. So I have to start moving around a little bit. But I don't let that stuff stop me. I might have all these problems, but it will never stop me, because as long as I have breath in my body, I'm never going to stop. And because of why I'm not going to stop, because of my children gives me happiness. Every time I get up, I have a hug from my kids. it, it gives you more of a joy than a dollar bill. A hug from your children means more to anything in the whole wide world. You know? Oh, I don't know who blocked you then. I don't know who blocked you. I didn't block you. I didn't block you. No, I didn't block you. You never been mean to me. I only block people that been mean to me. I don't. I'll have to check my block list. I'll have to check. And if you're blocked, there's something going on then. Because I don't block people that are nice to me. You've been nice to me. I'm gonna have to check. I don't know if this thing's... I hope this thing is charged up enough. This old laptop. I had this thing for decades. See. I don't know what's going on. Thanks. You're welcome. I never would do that to you. If I could see what I'm doing. Okay. Open. I'm gonna figure out what's going on, because that's not me. I would never do that, something like that. See, settings. You're gonna break the bed, Robert. Okay. Moderators. Hidden users. Okay. Holy crap, you are. Holy crap, I've just found your account. You are blocked. What the heck? It's okay. I tried to stay out of the drama. Yeah, I know. Okay, I'm gonna save it now. I took you off. The world? That's... Oh, Lord. You just never know what goes on. I'll have to really check my channel now. I've been trying to, you know, that's weird. And I was a moderator too. Yeah, that is weird. Okay. How did you how in the world did that happen? Add moderator standard. I don't know how that happened. This is weird. YouTube's weird. I don't know. But I've just been talking about my, I'll fix you now, Daniel. I don't know how you got blocked. I really don't know, but yeah, exactly. Thanks. So, yeah, you're welcome. I don't know how that happened, but we got it fixed now, so you shouldn't have to worry about none of that stuff. Maybe managing. Me, me, I can't. My eyes are messing up on me. You see how bad my eyes are? Maybe managing moderators. Managing moderator. Probably is. My eyes starting to mess up. My eyes are not doing good at all. Yeah, I was just telling my little life history. That's all I was doing. Just thinking about all that. That's a lot of stuff. Tell you what. There we go. Yeah, we ain't gonna worry about all that. We're just glad that everything's taken care of. That's all that matters. That's all that matters. It was raining real bad yesterday. Or was it? Yeah, it was yesterday, because it's another day. Yeah. Yeah. I would send you money, Daniel, but the thing about it, I have to use that money to go get food. Yeah, it's alright. It's alright. Yeah, YouTube is weird. Yeah, YouTube is definitely weird. I'm just Daniel, I'll just be honest with you. And with the me being how I got disabled, my father was abusive. He beated me severely bad. I suffered with it's all good. Yeah. I suffered from trauma, and I was, and my principal beat me really bad. She lost her job, but I did something that I got tired of her beating on me. Okay? So, I didn't do nothing. You know, she called me to the office. Okay? I was doing my homework. I wasn't doing nothing. She said, "You're in trouble." For what? Doing my homework? She said, "Sit on my lap." That's kind of weird. She wants a grown woman wants a little kid to sit on your lap. That's weird. You're weird, lady. So, I had my pencil. It was really sharp. She said, "The reason why I've been beating on you to straighten you up." Which she did not know that my father was abusive when I was a child. So, so I took it upon myself, which I should not have done that. I stabbed her with my pencil. I put a scar on above her eye. Here comes the secretary. The principal is screaming, and they had the cops come to get me. and take me to the hospital. They kept me there, Daniel, in that place where they put me. Now, they're not allowed to have no kids on the 5th floor no more because of me. They drugged me up with drugs. Them men beated me and took my clothes off and pushed me in the shower and watched me take a shower. They took my wrist and took the bed mattress off the bed, and there's a big thick boards, okay, and they took you know where your middle back is at. They took that wood and slammed my middle of my back, where my butt area is at, and my back, not top back, in the middle. That is the most problems where I have is my middle, where between my butt and my top back, right in there. That's where they hit it. So my mom came to that day on my birthday. She gave me a little baby doll that squeaked and a little cake. I didn't know who she was. They drugged me up. I didn't know who I was. And I didn't know where I was at. So Mom called the cops. So that place was raided. So they took all the children out of that hospital, not the whole hospital, but it was just a floor. You know, it was just, that's terrible. Yes. So they took, it's called the 5th floor, okay? So all the children was in the 5th floor. They was drugging all the kids up, especially me, and this one guy that has red hair, and he still works at the ER to this day. And he took his fist and punched me in the eye and got me a black eye. He still works there. So they took all the kids and let them go home. But they did not let me go home, because they thought that I was danger to society. When I went, they had to take me to an ambulance with no panties on, with just a hospital gown. They took me all the way away from my mother and my sister and my dog called Sparky. And I couldn't go home to the trailer park. And so they sent me over there. And they found out, I told them the story where my dad was abusive. And the reason why I defended myself, because I thought she was going to beat me again. So I took it upon myself to do it. And she said, "Oh, so you're saying you defended yourself and you thought she was going to beat you again?" It's like, yes. So they let me loose and let me go back home. And when I was in elementary school, I was always on the stretcher having a seizure. So I couldn't even stay in school because I was constantly having seizures. I couldn't even barely get nothing done. So I had a really terrible childhood. But my mother chose us girls, Daniel, over any man. And that's why my mom raised a strong, independent woman. Some people take that the wrong way. Well, I'm sorry you take it the wrong way. That's just my history. I mean, my mother is actually proud of me of how far I came. I know I don't live in a good place right now, but that's not going to last forever. You know, storms don't last forever. It really don't. It don't. It doesn't matter what happened in the past. It matters how you became a sweet and loving and caring person. See, when I went to when I went to the when I went up the hill to the church, um, this Christian woman went to church and she said, "Well, your father did that to you. You'll do that to your kids." It's like, no, 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 no. You shouldn't be. You call yourself a Christian? It's like you go to church every day and you say something like that. You don't even know me. Do you know me? You know? And she said, no. I said, well, you need to get to know me. And I was volunteer for the kids for Bible school and everything else, making posters. I drew Jesus one time, and I donated to the church, and I was just a good going Christian. And sometimes bad things happened to me, and I made the best out of what I had. So Trailer Park Mom is about making the best out of what she has. And sometimes that triggers people. I mean, I'm sorry, some people get upset of the life that I had, but I can't control what happened, but I can control what happens now. You know what I mean? So, it, I turned out a pretty good person. Don't let this tough woman fool you. Yo, if you pee me off, I will tell you off like it is. I won't sugarcoat anything, and I sure in the heck won't lie to you. No, I won't. I'll tell you like it is. This is my saying. I'm just a good old country girl from Kentucky. I don't sugarcoat anything. I tell it like it is. I don't care who you are. But I am a June Cancer, and my birthday is June 23rd. I'm going to be 39 years old. I have lived a good life, and I hope to live up till I'm 100 years old. But my mom, she's 60 years old, and she's got a good husband, and she's a diabetic. She's got that little thing that's on her arm. I don't know what that's called, but see, I was diagnosed at a young age. I had a learning disability, and I had a speech impediment problem. I have ADHD, and the other thing, I don't even know what it's called. And I have a bone disease from my biological father. And also, my father had seizures. So, it comes in the family. So, my dad had seizures. Their family on their side had seizures. I have seizures. And my son, that's 12 years old, he has seizures. So, but we make the best of what we have. We go to the doctor. We take care of each other. We love each other. We're a good, happy family. And the kids, they love their Nintendo Switch 2. That's expensive. They got Joseph and Barbara Jean. They do have both tablets. And a whole stock full of games. And Robert's got a whole bunch of Blu-rays that he's been collecting, like I said, since the end of time. And I don't care if I did make payments on that TV. it still was expensive because it costs what? Money. It still costs money. I don't care. I'm still paying on that. I have to pay on a refrigerator at Aaron's. But it's still expensive because it costs what? It costs money. I don't care if I do have to make payments. I'm making payments on that adult tricycle. But I wanted it, and I got it for my birthday. It's just simple things in life. I don't need a lot of expensive stuff. I'm just glad that I'm alive today because God made a way for me to be alive so I can talk to you all. And maybe my stories may not seem a lot to some people, but to other people it might be inspiring. Because there's many times I have walked many miles in the hot heat before I had kids, you know. I enjoy walking because it's not a job. It's an adventure. You know. I enjoy it. I do. I enjoy it. Yep. I enjoy it. And I'm not going to say what I'm working on because a lot of people say you can't do that. But I'm not going to say what we're going to do. Because I had my whole life people say you can't do this. And I have proved them wrong because I can read, I can spell, and I can talk straight without stuttering. And you cannot understand what the word I'm talking about. You couldn't even understand any words that was coming out of my mouth. I went to counseling. I don't like, no. If you say therapy or counseling, I am running. I do not like counseling and I do not like therapy. You say them words and I'm done. Or you say a bridge that's really high. No. Trailer Park Mom doesn't like heights. No. Because, like I said in the story, where me and my mom, my sister, almost went over a bluff. Yeah. So, no. I don't like heights. I'm scared of heights. Yeah. And when Robert got my second wedding band, and he bought this laptop, this Chromebook laptop. It's gray, and he had a Nintendo hat. And he was playing some kind of music. I can't remember, and he got on one knee and gave me my second wedding band because I lost my first one when we had zombies everywhere and I was pregnant. so that was this is not the first time, Daniel, that I had experience with this drama that you're talking about. No, it's not. No. This is the point where I'm too nice and I'm forgiving, like I did my dad and Miss Hank. That woman the one that got fired, okay? That's the point. This is not the first time I had this drama with them. I was forgiving, and I came back on Thanksgiving, and it was nice, and said Happy Thanksgiving. I'm not saying this in a mean way, but Dr. Fish knew, he know the whole time. Daniel, this is my 6th time running a YouTube channel. I've been blackmailed. People have sent me emails blackmailing me, telling me to come to start another YouTube channel and show you kids or else. I had people blackmail me, Daniel. It was that bad, okay? But I knew Dr. Fish when he was handing out science kits for little kids. Me and Dr. Fish go way back. I mean, way back. This is not the first time. The first time was Meredith, okay? But then I didn't do nothing. That's the point. To all this drama, I didn't do nothing. Nothing. See, the thing about it, I hold all comments until review. That's it. All my videos. Some people I approve. When it's like a user, and I like you, I would prove your comment because I know you know, and then I would prove you, like I was going to do Dr. Fish, but I didn't approve his comments. I hold all comments until review with Dr. Fish. Nobody's seen the comment that he made towards me. He said, "You're always worried about money. You need to get a job. And I could buy them earphones that you have with the Cash App that people send him." I didn't do nothing to him. Nothing. And he act like he didn't know I was disabled the whole time. He knew the whole time, Daniel, I was disabled. He knew it. He knew that I was. Don't let him fool you. He knew me for a very long, long time. I knew him from when he was in Jersey. Not joking. So, don't let him fool you. I've known him for a very long time. But I did not get, I don't know how many times do I have to say this. I just told him. That I got that car idea from him. I just wanted to make him feel good about himself. But in reality, I did not get the idea from him. I just told him that. So he can feel good about himself. You know, because I'm a good person, you know. I was concerned about, I was just being a nice person. And I thought, well, I'll just tell him that I got the idea from him. And it'll make him feel like he's doing something, you know. And I thought that would be I'm a good person. And I thought I'd do a good deed. But I guess that was the wrong thing to do, I guess. But I got bored one day. The kids was playing their devices, their games. And I got done cleaning the apartment. I got bored. I took Robert's phone that I paid for and went up there and start filming cars. That's the truth. I didn't know what to tell. And there never was no notebook. If there was a notebook, I would have showed you all a notebook. But there is no notebook. There is none. I just thought I would be nice. And nice things, I do nice things for people. And I get this. It's like, okay. So, that's the truth. I guess being nice to people is not a good thing sometimes, I guess. I don't know. But That's true. That's the truth. I don't know how many times I had to say that, but oh, heartburn from the banana. Oh, but that's true. Sorry, I lied. That's the only lie I ever told on YouTube. Sorry. I'm sorry. I thought I was doing a good deed. I you know, it is what it is. I mean, what can I say? That's the only lie I ever told. Okay, there you go. That's the truth. Sorry. Now I feel bad lying. But I thought I was doing a good deed, to make him feel better about himself. But he knew I was disabled the whole time. I mean, it ain't no secret. I mean, seriously, it ain't a big secret. No. I shed a lot of blood and tears for that money every month that I get. It was torture. It was torture. A lot of torture. It was not given to me, okay? That money I get every month is not given to me. I earned that money because I shed that blood and tears coming out of my body, okay? Yeah, you all don't want to know what he did. No. 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 I was with my dad at that time. And you all don't want to hear something like that. That's something that comes out of a horror movie, okay? Seriously, that comes out of a horror movie. It was bad. It was bad. That's all I gotta say about that. I don't think I want to hear that. It's terrible, okay? I don't think y'all want to hear something like that. No. I remember that day. It was just, I'm just a little kid. I was watching cartoons, eating cereal, watching the Flintstones on a floor model TV. I'm just a little kid. I don't think y'all want to hear this story. Oh, no. 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 This is when my dad didn't have no supervision. No. That was, that instant was really bad. It was really bad. And one day, my dad, he took his thumbs, okay? This is when he didn't have supervision. He had me, but he didn't have supervision. So he took his thumbs, where my kneecap is at, and so the whole time that everybody on social media back in the day, when they was a live chat about me, about my kneecaps, they thought it was because of my weight. They didn't realize that my dad is the one that did that. See, they assume that they knew the story why my kneecaps was like that. So my kneecaps was turned this way. The right kneecap was turned this way, and then my left kneecap was turned this way, all the way. So back in the day when they had a chat, they assumed that they thought that, well, her kneecaps were like that because of her weight. They didn't realize that my dad took his thumbs and broke my kneecaps. So that time I had to wear 2 knee braces on when I got older, when I had that black Huffy, and I still got that black Huffy, okay? Don't get me wrong, I still got it. So that time when they had that live chat on social media, on YouTube, they thought that it was because of my weight. No. I had both knee braces on me because of it. It got too much. I couldn't take it. It was too much pain. I couldn't barely walk. So I had to do something. My doctor wouldn't do nothing. So I had to do something to help myself. So it was that bad, y'all. So, and that day where I was sitting there eating breakfast was a really bad one too. But I went through all that abuse, but I'm still a good person. I'm a wonderful and loving and caring person. I'm a good, I'm a wonderful mother. Yes, I am a wonderful mother. Yes, I am. And I'm very proud of me being a wonderful mother and a wonderful wife to my family. I may not have all the things that everybody else has, but that don't matter to me. I got my family. That's all that matters to me. And I have God that helped me through all the pain and torture I went through in life. But that didn't stop me. I kept on going. I kept going and going and going and going until my body couldn't go no more. Yeah. I remember that day. Yeah. That day was terrible. That was the most terriblest day. I thought he was going to kill me. I really did thought that day he was going to kill me. I really did. That was bad. It was. But see, I broke the generation curse. I am not like my father. No, I'm not. But I forgive him. See, think about it. It takes a big person to forgive somebody, okay? Because see, God shows us love. And He's shown us that He can forgive us for our sins. So He showed us that so we can learn how to forgive people. You know. And we cannot love everybody. You gotta love yourself first before you can love somebody else. You gotta set boundaries. Listen, you gotta set boundaries with people. You cannot let people run all over you. You gotta stand up for what you believe in. Even if you're all alone by yourself. Here I walk again on my own. The only road I ever known. I was a drifter, I was born to walk alone. Look up that song. That's me. That is me. That's me. Yep. That's definitely me. Because every step I took, it wasn't easy. But with God, it was possible. And there's a lot of obstacles in my way. But I made it through it. Because I put my faith and trust in the Lord. I truly did follow Him. And all I had was my mother and my sister. But when I turned 10 years old, I got saved. I was at a little church at that little town that we lived in. And the last song, at the end of that song, I felt a warm sensation down my arm and a tug at my heart at 10 years old. And I ran down the aisle and the preacher grabbed me and he said, "Look, girl, you're not supposed to run in church." I said, "But preacher, I want to be saved." So I was saved that day. And I found peace in my heart. He is a father to the fatherless. So I took that verse. He is a father to the fatherless. So I didn't have a real father. Biological father. I did have one, but I didn't, say he was mine. Because he was just, at the end, I think he did feel bad for what he did, okay? So, I think he probably did ask God into his heart to change his heart. As people, we all sin and fall short of the glory of God. Don't worry about the plank in your brother's eye. Worry about the plank in your own eye. You never know what a person's been through until you actually get to know the person. Now, I tell you all of this story, and I got more, but I can't remember them all, because I'm practically trying to remember all of the stories that I had in my head. My eyes are starting to hurt too, because I'm getting tired. So I've been on this platform since the trailer park, okay, Daniel? And I had my first channel. I got a laptop from Aaron's, and it had a virus, okay? I was still sign in, and turn around, somebody sent me a link. And I clicked the link, and it deleted my whole Gmail account. My first channel had 35K subscribers. One video went viral. Trailer Park Mom pours her heart out. It's not about where you live or how the condition it is. It's how you make the best out of what you have. And believe me, I have done that many years. And I hope and pray that I find a place where I can have a good place that I don't have to worry about something happening and nothing, you know what I mean? Don't have to worry about it. It's not going to last forever. Me living in here, I lived here for 10 years, and of course, when you lived in some kind of place for 10 years, it's not going to be a mansion. Not going to be a mansion. But 10 years is a long time to live in an apartment. So, it's not going to be in good condition. No, it's not. No. Especially when you got 3 kids. Kids are going to go, listen, kids are going to go in and out of this apartment, okay? They want to go outside and play. So, of course, the carpet is going to have some stains on it because they're running back and forth, going outside, going in and out. The kids are going to be kids, okay? That's how the carpet got that way, okay? You want to know? That's how the carpet got that way. That's how it is. The kids went in and out of the apartment. I ran back and forth with the kids, and they got the carpet that way. That's how the carpet got that way. You want to know the truth? That's true. Yep. And the other stuff that has happened in this apartment, it was out of my hands. Okay? But I made the best out of what I had. And I never complained about it. Okay? So, I just mind my own business and make the best out of what I had. Yesterday, it was raining and pouring down the rain. And I had my umbrella and my pink wagon, and I got some food for my family. Right now, I'm not going to lie to you. I'm struggling. Because of the every day I struggle to get up and to get out of bed and to get my medicine, my naproxen from my back. I struggle to get out of the bed. But I put on a strong face and a happy face for my kids. And I put a strong, happy face for you all. I put on a really good, strong, independent woman for my kids and for you all. And I make it look like I don't have a problem, because I don't want my kids to think that I got a big problem, which they know I do. But I do things for them. I do a lot for them. I walk all the way to Walmart and get them new clothes. And I will go to that little shop down there and get them new shoes. I spend thousands of dollars on these children. Thousands. These children love to eat. These kids love to eat. Their favorite food is pizza and ice cream and bananas and strawberries. They love it. They just love it. Yeah. So, I don't think I can talk anymore. I think my brain can't think about what I need to talk about next, okay? I think my brain can't take no more information from my memory, okay? If I think about any more memories, there's gonna smoke come out of my ears. But I had a rough life, but I also had a good life. between, I think of the good stuff that has happened in my life and not the bad stuff. I try to take the bad stuff and that is go away. You know, I don't think about it because I got a good life now. So I don't dwell on the past. But I need to share you all my past, because some people don't even know how. They just see me upload a video of flying a kite, antiques, cars. Okay, I gotta tell you something. There's one more memory that I will share with you all. When I was a child, now this is when I was a child. Now this is the honest truth. Okay? My mom wanted me to play with bird dolls and baby dolls. Okay? I didn't want to play with those. I wanted to play with cars. Hot Wheels and cars. Okay? That's true. Okay? I was fascinated with cars when I was a little kid. My favorite car was a Scooby-Doo van. The little van, you get this, the Scooby-Doo van. That was my favorite car. And, oh, you love this story, Daniel. When I was a baby, I was in my car seat. And I was at on my dad's side of the family, okay? This is the only good memory I have of my dad, okay? George and my dad was drinking, okay? And the women was in the kitchen doing dishes, okay? That's what Mom said. And Dad gave me a gift. It was a car, because I like cars. I like boom booms. I call them boom booms. And and you would like this, Daniel. They was watching football, okay? They was watching football. And I was laughing at the men throwing the ball and running with the football. I was laughing my butt off. It was, and they said, well, there's another tomboy. I climbed trees and played football with the boys. Daniel, okay? So, practically, football had a part in my life, I like playing cars when I was a little kid. And I was laughing at the football, the men chasing the football across the field. I thought it was funny. So, I climbed trees, play football with the boys. Yes. Okay, that's another story. Okay. I played football with the boys, and I was like, well, I'm just one of the boys, I took my shirt off, okay? I'm one of the boys. I'm going to take my shirt off, and we're going to play football. And then Mom stopped me, and she yelled at me. It's like, well, because she didn't really yell at me. She said she was from the trailer or some kind of house, okay? And I was out there playing football with the boys, and she said, Amanda, come in here. You need to put your shirt on. You're not one of the boys. Because she had to talk to me about that too. That was funny. That's hilarious. It's hilarious. It's funny. Oh my gosh. My brain is hurting from thinking about all these memories. I gotta stop because my brain's hurt. Alright. Whew. I gotta take a break. Shoo. Wee. Wee. Woo. Wee. That's a lot of memories. That's too many memories. That's a lot of good memories and a lot of bad memories, but mostly good memories. I don't really focus on the bad memories. No, not really. Yeah. And I got water. Water's good for you. I only eat like 1 meal a day, you all. And my seizure medication, it makes me look like I gain weight. Okay? I think certain kind of medication does. On the seizure medication, I think they do make you gain weight if you don't even eat that much. So I only eat like 1 meal a day. I barely eat that. My favorite place to go is not the Dollar Tree, you all. No, it's not. No. It's Family Dollar. Yeah, Family Dollar is my favorite store. Because they got sales. You know where that Chucky shirt that I got? Yeah, I got that $8. That's not bad for a shirt. And the pants that I had at Family Dollar, it was $12. No, that's pretty good. It's a little jogging pant. Little leggings or something like that. Yeah. I stopped going to them free places for clothes because we have so many clothes now. We don't need it. And let somebody else get it because they need it, you know. I go every month and see, the reason why I say next month, because I want to take the money I have now and use it for what we need now. And, you know, space the money out. You know what I mean? That's what I'm smart with my money, you know. I take what I have now and survive for the rest of the month, and then we can just start just like a restart. Yeah, just like a restart. Yeah. You know, I would love to have a place where they would have a place where it's the water and electric. I think we seen. I will tell you that I think I seen a place that has the when you pay the rent, is the water and electric is included when you pay the rent. I think that would be a pretty good place to live. And they have a laundry mat in there. And you have to, put the quarters in. Yeah, yeah. So I think that would be a decent place to go. I had to pay cash for it. About $925. But it'll be worth it. It'll be better than what I'm living in now. So, because this place, it's not HUD approved. No, I'm not on any HUD assistance. No. I pay cash for everything. See, this apartment building's not on HUD, and the other part See, that apartment that I'm talking about, it's HUD approved, but you don't have to be on HUD to live there. You understand? It's like you have a choice. If you have, see, a building, apartment building that is HUD approved, but the thing about it, you don't have to be on HUD. You have a choice. You can pay cash, or you can be on HUD. Now, be on HUD, you have to be on a waiting list. Okay, that's how that works. Okay, so I pay cash over here, $600 for this place. And I pay for the electric, cash, the water, cash, the internet, cash, errands, cash, YouTube Premium, cash, Amazon Prime, that's cash, food, definitely cash. That's a lot of food. We're going through a lot of food. Even when I go to some free places to get food, extra. It don't, I have no pride. I will go to a free place and get food. I don't care. I ain't got no pride. I don't care. That's what it's for. They said it don't matter what situation you're in. They're Christian people. They don't judge you. And that's what this world should do. People judge people for everything. Because people judge other people because they're missing something in their life. And other people judge other people because they're not missing something. They're just, maybe they're upset about something that happened in their life that they're not, something happened. I don't know. But people judge people because they think that they should do it. And some people forget that God is the one that's supposed to be judging, not people. Some people forget that. That's okay. We get so caught up in this world that we lose sight of what God's supposed to be doing. Not us. God's supposed to be the one judging us. And He does. And God is a jealous God. And He is jealous. He wants you to He wants you to come to Him freely. I will be honest with you. I don't read the Bible that much, but I don't need to. I can't. But I can. Okay, I could read a little bit, but not big words. Okay, I'll be honest with you. I can't read big words, but God used people like me in the Bible. I'm pretty sure, I'm not for sure, don't quote me on this, but I think God uses people that has certain problems. Told the person that has problems like me, He probably used some people like me to tell other people about Jesus. You never know that He might have done that. He might have took somebody like me and back in the day tell people about Jesus. You never know. And this is the thing. I was wondering. And now this is the fisher of men, okay? They was having their nets, okay? They had to hand knot them, okay? Ain't that like crochet? but they didn't have a hook. So back in the day, when there was not in them nets, it looked like crochet. But that's my thought. I don't know. It looked like knots to me, but but that was interesting to me because they did it by hand, but they didn't have a hook. Yeah. So all that stuff is interesting. It really is. God takes a simple person like me that's been through a lot and show people that you can forgive somebody and show love to a person even if they did you wrong. Just like my dad. I forgave him and he's resting now. My dad died of a massive heart attack. He's gone. And I didn't get that inheritance money. I'm fine. I'm fine with it. My Nicholas side did me wrong, and I'm okay with it. I don't need that blood money. That's $15,000 to $25,000. I could have been set for life, but that's blood money. I shed my blood in that house that they sold. I got tortured in that house that they sold. No one was there to witness it because the whole side of my dad's side, they thought that my mom put that in my head. Now, there's actually pictures that mom had taken to the hospital. No, it's not in my head. I kept telling the same story, so it's not. There's physical proof, But I forgave my father, and I have a wonderful life. And it takes a big person to forgive somebody like that. And no, there's nothing wrong with me. I'm just a very loving and caring and forgiving person. And I even forgive that woman that got fired from her job. Because she beat me. She was a principal. She got fired. So I even forgive her. I had boys that beat me and stuff like that. Bullies. We all got bullies at school. So I forgive them too. My papa died on my birthday month when I was a little kid. It was raining and I was at the funeral. And that's where the same where he got buried, that's where I got saved. So my papa was buried there, and my great grandmother is buried there. Yeah. So that's where they're buried. And I kicked the seat when he passed away. I was at the funeral. I was upset. And when my grandmother passed away, that was terrible. She died. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. Yeah. That was the most hardest one. It was. Yeah. Yeah. See, we not promised tomorrow because tomorrow may never come. And Robert, he's lost a lot of people, and I lost a friend. She had cancer, a stage 5 cancer, and I miss her. And my other friend, his name was John. I miss him too. He had a lot of health problems, and we definitely miss him. He was he he went to the church where I go and Wednesday to get a free meal for my family, and we have a table just those, and it's not the same. It's definitely not the same without him. He would talk about racing and all kinds of other stuff. He would go to the racetrack and everything, you know. And every time I would upload a video on Facebook with cars, John would like every one of those cars because he liked cars. John did. John's gone. He 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 was very young, you know. Yeah. So you never know when your time is coming. Just never know. He wanted some water, and his sister was going to get some water, and she came back with the water, and he passed out, and he died. So you just never know. My cousin, he died of a massive heart attack, and my aunt was in the trailer, and he went that way, towards that way, and he fell to the floor. He was very young. I think he was 25 years old. Yeah. See, his dad had a pacemaker. So I think my cousin needed a pacemaker. You know. Yeah. Yeah. And oh, that brings back some more memories. I was at that trailer park and turn around. I was at my uncle and my aunt and my cousin's place, their trailer where they own it, and I had this thick Bible that I still have today. Till this day, I still have it. And my uncle said, "Now there you go. You carried your Bible all the way over here." And he said, "You don't see that these days. You don't see teenager girls or teenager boys carrying their Bibles around." Now, I got that Bible when my mom, she bought that. Yes, my mother bought that Bible at a Bible store, and she signed it, And oh, I took that thing to church camp with me. Yes, I went to church camp. Yeah, church camp. Now I'm getting to remember all the other stuff. Yeah, I went to church camp. Yeah. They was telling stories about the Bible and everything, and and they had horses and stuff like that. Yeah, yeah, that was fun. I love that. That was fun. Yeah, and that little boy, he wrote his name in my Bible. I still have it. Yeah, it was a brown. It was a King James Version Bible. It is a big print. It's brown. Yeah, I still have it. I'll have to show it to you one of these days. Um. Oh, that gives me another memory of that Bible. I was at another trailer park. Yes, I was at another. Yes, I was at another trailer park, and my mom and I and Jessica lived at that trailer park, and there was these kids, and I was reading my Bible, and turn around. They said, "What are you reading?" And I said, "I'm reading the Bible, God's holy word, God's word." And them little kids said, "Will you read it to me?" And I read what I could read because I still had problems reading. I was trying to get better at it because people said I couldn't read, so I was building my learning up. You know, that's how I started reading. And then I read the Bible to the kids at the little trailer park that I lived, way out in the boonies. So, but not too out, not too much out. Well, that trailer was hot. It was hot that summer. It really was. And we lived out. Now there's another time we lived at another trailer park. That me and my mom, my sister, and I. And Mom had a bird, okay? She had a bird. It was a bluebird. She had it in the cage, okay? We didn't have no air conditioning back then. We couldn't afford it, And that poor bird passed away. I said, "Mom, that bird's dead." I was like, we didn't have no air conditioner, Mom. It's gone. I don't know. I know I don't mean to laugh about it, but I said, "Mom, your bird's dead." So, we came home with a dead bird. So it's like, "Okay, Mom." And then we had to move out of that trailer park. Well, it wasn't a trailer park. It was just a trailer. And then we moved to the other trailer that where Robert used to live. And one day, I had a pink and purple Huffy. And turn around, I seen this big chunky boy, okay? I said, "I'm going to run this big chunky boy over." And I figured out when me and Robert started talking that it was Robert. I ran Robert over with a Huffy when I was a kid. And the same day that I ran him over with a Huffy, Robert got bitten by a little chihuahua. Ain't that right, honey? He said, "Yeah, uh-huh." So I ran Robert over with a Huffy. Oh, that's something. That's good memories. Good memories. Wonderful memories. Oh my gosh, all these memories starting to pop up. And I lived way into not around here. I lived way out in another county. And I had lived in another trailer park. Yep. 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 So trailer parks are very familiar for me because I've lived in a whole bunch of them, you know. So I remember when we was kids, we had a water hose, and all us girls, the whole trailer park with all a bunch of girls with baby suits with plastic three-wheelers, the pink and purple three-wheelers, and we was having water everywhere. I remember that. Yep. That was good times. Really good times. And Mom told me one day I was leaning against the, yeah, I was leaning against the trailer door, the back of the trailer door, and it was snowing, she said, and I fell out the back door, and I fell in the snow, and she said I was laughing. So everything is funny to me, you know, because I try to make even the little terrible things, I try to make it into a joke, you know, because just my personality. So, yeah. So, yeah, that's a lot of memories. Gosh. And when I graduated from high school, I remember this one too. When I graduated from high school, I thought I would go fishing, you know, to remember of my dad. Because I paid my respects when he passed away, and I thought I'd go fishing because he fished when he was young, you know. And I thought I would go fishing, which I forgot to go get my license, and I had to do my special ed teacher took me to the courthouse, and I had to do community service. So I did my time. I fished without a license, and I did my community service, and I had a vest, and I had gloves, and I had a bag, and I cleaned up the side of the road. I did my time. So that's the only thing I ever did that was breaking the law. That's it. Fishing without a license. And I did my time. It's like I did. It's still like I did a prison sentence. Doing my time. That sounds like I did 5 years in prison. The way I talk. Doing my time. Community service. Community service. Doing my time. That's funny. That is hilarious. Doing my time. I forgot. But I did my time. I did a community service. I never did it again. Yeah. Oh, and when I was in that another county, me and Jessica, and Jessica had a boyfriend. Okay, he was a redneck. Okay, he ride a lawnmower in town. Okay? And I was sitting on the hood of that lawnmower. And it was my yes, my butt was burning. Ah! I had to get off that thing. It was he was hilarious. He was funny. Now he's the one that taught me how to fix a bicycle. A redneck. Yeah. He was a true redneck. Yes, he was. He had his Christmas tree had car parts on it. Yeah. 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 He had car parts on his Christmas tree. It was hilarious. He was funny. He was hilarious. Now he's got a family of his own. He's got kids. You know. Everybody grows up. But and I had a guinea pig when out in this county, and it was in a little town, and I had 2 guinea pigs, and one was Brownie that I named, and the other one was my name. Okay, not TPM. It's the other one. Okay. So my mom had a boyfriend back then. This is the past. Okay, not now. He brought a big white dog over. Okay. I was trying to clean out my guinea pig cage. And then turn around. That white dog got a hold of my guinea pig and punctured that guinea pig's lungs. I turned around and I cried my eyes out. Yeah. It was sad. I had to bury that guinea pig next to the bathroom window. It was sad. It was sad that day. Yes. Yeah. See, I told you I got stories, and that's a lot of stories. Wow. 2 hours, 48 minutes. Wow. That's how long I've been talking? Wow. Wow. I wasn't expecting that. Really wasn't. Wow. That's pretty good. I've been talking that long? Wow. You see, that's when you're having fun. You never know. Yeah. When I was in middle school, I was supposed to go in the choir. Okay? Now, this is the truth. Okay? Every story I tell you is the truth, okay? I know it sounds crazy and bizarre and out there, but this is my life, okay? I was supposed to go in the choir, the middle school was supposed to set me up for the choir, supposed to sing and work on our vocal, our little voices, And I thought we was going to sing. I thought the teacher was going to teach us how to sing real good, No. No. He did not teach us how to sing. He said, you're not going to learn how to sing at all until you learn how to pick up acoustic guitar. Now, I know that's throwing it out there, that you all never knew about that, about me. But yes, I have picked up acoustic guitar. Tom Dewey was my first song that I ever played on acoustic guitar. Tom Dewey, hang down your head and cry. You know that? No. Tom Dewey, hang down your head and cry. Yep, that's the song that I learned how to play. It took me forever to learn the chords. But my assistants, the teachers, not the teacher, but the aide, she got the markers and mark the chords that I was supposed to play and mark them for color, a specific color. So after she did that, I picked it right back up and did it like it was like I was meant to have acoustic guitar in my hands. Like I'd done it before or something. It's like I was surprised myself, I never picked up a guitar in my life, It's like, and then when I lived in that little town, in the other part of that little town, in that little house, I bought me a guitar, acoustic guitar. It was blue. Oh, I would love to go pick up another guitar. Yes, I would. Yes, I would. Yes. But you would have to have calluses for your hands. And they would have to be hard. See? Your fingertips. My fingertips are soft. And you would have to have calluses on your little fingers. It won't hurt your fingers when you're doing the chords. Yeah. No. That thing was beautiful. We got that acoustic guitar at a pawn shop. Yeah. In the same road that we got that acoustic guitar, Mom went to another pawn shop and got a GameCube system. And the same GameCube system that we still have today, but it don't work. No, it don't. We still have it. Yeah. Oh man. So, when I first played a Nintendo, first thing I was playing was Atari. That's the first thing that I played, Atari. Then I played a regular Nintendo, the box. So, when I had that, the first thing I played was Mario, the first one. The first Mario, with the Dunk Hunt. And I'm really good at the first one. Now, the third one, I played a lot, but I'm really good at the first one. If I'm not nervous. See, if I'm nervous, then I can't play very good. Sometimes that happens. And when I lived at that small town, I went to the library, and that's when I first learned how to knit. Knit is with 2 needles. Crochet is with 1 hook. Okay? So, That's where I learned how to knit. I learned how to knit before I met Robert. And I learned how to crochet on YouTube videos only. The person that taught me how to crochet was Bagode. Yes. And that other woman that teach you how to do the granny square. The granny square, yes. So that's how I learned how to do crochet. Yeah. And I ain't crocheted in a while, but I've been busy doing other things. You know, I've been stressed out about other things that's nothing to do with YouTube. Every day could be you worry. See, I'm a person that worries too much. I can worry about the littlest thing and the littlest things, and it stresses me out. It's easy to get stressed out. It don't have to be. It don't have to be involved with money. You can just be stressed about anything, you know. You know. So, yeah. I vacuumed today. No, that would be yesterday. I vacuumed yesterday. I cleaned up the living room a little bit. You know. Yep. Yeah. And if somebody would said, if I would, if, back then when I deleted myself because I was getting framed, I was getting blackmailed. I deleted myself and I thought I would never come back because of all the stuff that I have went through. But I came back for you all, and I still get hate because I'm real, and but that's fine. If I get hated on for a few people that hates me because I'm real, then I don't care about it. You know, they can say and whatever they want, whatever makes them feel better about themselves. I know who I am as a person, and God knows who I am as a person. And the people that love and support me, that's all that matters. Of what they think. The people that love and support me. But before I had a YouTube channel, all I had was Robert, my mother, my sister. And I still have my mother and my sister. I still have Robert over there. But, you know, I didn't have social media back in the day. All I had was a good time. All I had was a good time. And I'm still having a good time. I'm not stressed about what's going on in social media. No. Because it's not true. I am not going to stress over something that's not true. You know. Why should I carry on about it? It's not true. Don't worry about it. If it's not true, why should you carry on about it? Don't worry about it. Not a big deal. No, not really. So, I'll be glad when I finish what I started. And I will be showing you all. It take a while. I don't know how long it'll take, But it'll be there. It'll be there when it gets there. I am not in no rush. I'm not going to kill myself to do it. I'm going to take my time. And like I always have been doing since the day I was born, put my faith and trust in the Lord. Because He's never left me. He's never forsaken me. He will always be there. Thank you all for listening to my story. I love you all, and I don't think I can talk anymore. God bless you all. And just take one day, one step at a time. Put your faith and trust in the Lord, and He'll never leave you nor forsake you. And remember, L is for love. Love yourself and love others. Love yourself first. Yeah, you got to do that before you can love others. Remember, we follow God, not people. I love everybody. Even the people that hates me. I love you too. Okay? I love everybody. Yes, I do. Because that's what God wants us to do. God said, love thy neighbor as yourself. And that's what we're going to do. And we're supposed to pray. And we're supposed to pray for our enemies. And I just hurt my neck. So I love you all. And God bless. I'll see you in my next stream.